Hello everybody and welcome to Isekai Cheat Magician episode 5. Nope, we're on episode 4, a week behind everything else. Episode 4 anime review. This episode we had the Grand Awakening. We had threatened rape. We had other stuff too, but that's the thing that sticks out. You know, the guy got what was... Well, no, the guy didn't get what was coming for him. He got a little bit of what was coming to him. He deserved worse though. He deserved far worse. But anyway, let's crack on with the episode and see what we thought. It was basically a big old fight episode, but we'll go through it bit by bit. We'll try. So the episode begins, before we get to the main cast, with that assassin lady who's in the jail. Remember her? I remember her. She's like confused a bit. Then she's like, I've made a decision and we will not find out what that is until maybe the end of the episode. We'll get there when we get there. But back to the main cast. They found some footprints, and then the bandits camp, and then they sense there's three humans ahead of them. Probably the bandits or the thieves. I call them bandits. They're basically bandits. And then they go catch them stealing things. They're like, you're under arrest. And then they go off with the, what do you call them? The guys. The farmers. Their strong mage wasn't with them, so, you know, no biggie. But then they interrogate the friendly blue-haired guy, you know. Remember him? I remember him, the guy who was definitely not a bad guy, who we didn't suspect at any point during the previous episode. He was always above board, so to speak. Surpriser! He was behind everything. He was the bad guy. Then there's an invisible woman as well who shows up. She's a bad guy too. And they're about to start fighting. Oh, what's going to happen? This big old fight is what's going to happen. Yeah. I feel like I've put enough enthusiasm into my voice to show how enthusiastic I was about this episode. So really this plays out as two separate fights as opposed to one big schmoz. So we had Taichi against the dude. I didn't write down any of their names, by the way, can you tell? And then we had Rin and the elf lady, whose name I should remember, but I don't. Mura's her name, against the woman lady. So, let's see what happens here. The bloke summons an ice elemental, basically the ice boss from Kingdom Hearts 3, if you know what I mean. She looks more like a griffin, actually. It's kind of like a, you look at it, it's just a thing of ice that looks sort of like a wolf or a four-legged animal. So there, he's fighting that. The girls suck at teamwork, so they're not doing very well against the lady. Taichi can't hurt the ice because he keeps going through it because physical attacks don't work apparently, and that's all he can do now. Remember when they said he could destroy a country or whatever? They bring it up later, and I'm glad they did, because blimmin' hell, I was like, what? You're getting your ass kicked. The wolf eats an orb. I've skipped over loads of the fighting because it wasn't that impressive. There's a lot of fighting happening, is basically all you need to know. Thing eats an orb and turns into a red ice elemental. I think he just calls it a red elemental. That's easy to say, a lot of ease. The guy says, hey, Taichi, I want to use your power, and in order to do that, I'm going to take them hostage, and if you don't comply, we shall rape them. And I'm like, you can't be doing that, man. I know you're the bad guy, but that's like the lowest of blows for a bad guy. That's like the haha, I'm the bad guy, I'm going to rape the women. Like I'm saying it like that because it's such a bad storytelling technique. Like if there's reason, it's fine, but it came honestly a little bit out of left field. Like it never been mentioned before, and it was just like, aha, rape. And I'm like, no, let's not. And now obviously you're going to piss Taichi off. He's going to kill you now, just as you deserve. So, little interlude, I guess. The girls are down, but they get back up. They're like, alright, that wasn't even our final form. That was just us testing out our new abilities or something. So then they start fighting properly. They trigger a dust explosion. Dust explosions are the coolest thing. I want to like see one, but it's got explosion in the name, and I quite like living, so let's not go and explode things. Maybe a little one. Can you make little dust explosions? I'm just going to Google a picture or a video later of a dust explosion. That's what I'm going to do. They managed to defeat the girl. Taichi got defeated though, he's down. And the bloke tries to take the girls hostage, and Taichi's like, no, I'll kill you. It's exactly like that. He passes out though, has like a vision with that green orb. Remember the green orb? We see a silhouette that's not animated at all. It's just growing bigger. It's great. It's like, hey, you can have power, but you know it's gonna hurt. So he wakes up. He's all OP now. You can tell because he's glowing. Defeats the red elemental without breaking much of a sweat. The bad guys leg it, get away, but Taichi's like, I'll kill you! And he cuts off his arm with wind. Wind is all he needs to knock his arm off. So the guy's got no arm. They got away though. You know, I'm sure they'll be back at some point. We're not done though. Post-credits scene. We had some of that. So first, there's an assassin about. I think it might be the woman from the beginning. She's working for the guild now to do some dirtier jobs. That's what I think that is. And also there's some scary twins that are doing some cult stuff, I guess. I don't know what they're doing. I'm sure they're probably the next villains, and I think the assassin lady is going to be a party member or a help. Going to help the main cast, basically, is what I think is going to happen. But yeah, like I said, not a lot, despite the fact this kind of wrapped up this arc, not a lot really happened, you know? I mean, I don't want to say I'm not enjoying this show, but I don't really have an opinion on it. I just kind of watch it and I'm just like, alright, on to the next one, you know? It doesn't leave me with anything. I've certainly seen worse, but I do want it to do something a bit different, even if that is just as simple as just get Taichi and Rin together and have them have couple moves. I don't know. Taichi was like, why am I so weak? That's the other thing that bothered me. Just to, you know, go back a bit. They're meant to be really powerful, both Taichi and Rin, but especially Taichi. So why is he losing? Like, if you're going to go overpowered, I feel like you've got to go all in on the overpowered. Like, as much as I didn't like it, Wise Man's grandchild from last season, he was OP the whole time. Like, nothing stood a chance against him, sort of One Punch Man logic. But if you say they're OP and then they struggle against the first hurdle, it's just kind of like, oh, you know, it's unnecessary drama. Because, you know, they should be winning, logically. I don't know, maybe that's just what I think. Whenever, like, I don't mind OP protagonists, but you got to do them right, and they're not doing them right so far. But they did it right towards the end, where he effortlessly dispatched it, so maybe that's it. Maybe once he unlocks his power, he'll start smacking fools, basically. But even Rin should be doing better than she is. I know that they're, like, novices, maybe that's it. But you've set it up as they're OP. Follow through with that is basically what I'm trying to say in a lot more words than were necessary. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this review, subscribe and stuff. There's loads of them on the channel, as I say every week. And I'll be back doing this show every week, as I just said, like on the same-ish, or same day. Time is subject to change from it's when I can record it, basically. Thank you everybody for watching. You're all great and everything, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys.